One day you will stand up from a chair, and for half a second, your knee will hesitate. You will not fall, but you will feel it. A small catch, a flicker of uncertainty, a silent message from your body that something has changed. And by the time you notice it, the change has already been happening for years. That hesitation has a name: arthrogenic muscle inhibition. A neurological shutdown in which your brain stops fully activating the muscle that protects your knee, even when you command it to. You send the signal. The motor neuron refuses to respond. The muscle stays silent. This is not weakness. This is not aging. This is a measured, documented failure in the wiring between your brain and your thigh. And here is what nobody tells you. It begins years before the pain arrives, and it continues long after you have forgotten what strong knees felt like. Most people try to fix it by walking more, or doing squats, or hoping it goes away. None of those will work, because the problem is not in your muscles. The problem is in the signal. Today, I am going to show you 5 seated exercises that rebuild that signal. They look simple. They are not. Each one targets a specific neurological failure in a specific sequence, using a principle most physical therapists never explain to their patients. Stay with me to the end, because the final exercise activates something nobody else in your life is training, and it is the single most important movement for preventing the fall that changes everything. Before you move a single muscle, you need to understand what is actually happening inside your knee. Because understanding it changes how you will do every exercise that follows. Your knee is not just a hinge, it is a sensor. Inside the joint capsule is a network of tiny receptors that report your position, angle, and load to your brain dozens of times per second. When the joint is healthy, this feedback is silent. You never think about your knees, they simply work. But when the joint starts to swell, even slightly, even painlessly, something catastrophic happens. The swollen joint sends a protective signal up a neurological pathway, and that signal tells your spinal cord to stop fully activating the quadriceps. Your brain is not deciding to weaken the muscle. Your brain is being told to protect the joint by turning part of the muscle off. Here is what no one tells you. EMG studies, electrical measurements of muscle activity, show that people with early knee osteoarthritis cannot voluntarily activate more than 60 to 70% of their quadriceps, even when they try as hard as they can. The strength is still in the muscle. The nervous system has locked it away, and the lock does not open on its own. And here is the part that should alarm you. Quadriceps weakness is not the result of your knee problem. Quadriceps weakness is the beginning of your knee problem. A landmark study found that elderly adults with weaker quadriceps developed knee osteoarthritis at significantly higher rates before any pain, before any visible damage, before any limitation in movement. The weakness came first. The joint damage followed. So when you feel that hesitation before climbing stairs, that is not your knees giving up. That is the warning your nervous system has been sending for years, finally loud enough for you to hear. The fix is not to force the joint to move more. The fix is to rebuild the communication between your brain and your thigh while keeping the joint protected. And the only place you can do that safely is from a chair. Exercise 1. The seated leg extension. The first exercise is one most people have seen before, the seated leg extension. But you are not going to do it the way the fitness world has taught you. You are going to do it the way a rehabilitation neurologist would teach you. And the difference is everything. Sit upright near the front edge of a sturdy chair, feet flat, knees bent at 90 degrees, back straight, hands resting on your thighs. Slowly extend one leg forward, straightening the knee as completely as you can without forcing. When the leg is fully extended, do not just hold it there. Contract your thigh as hard as possible for 3 full seconds. Squeeze. Then lower the leg slowly, taking at least 3 seconds to return to the floor. Here is where most people fail. They rush the lowering. They let the leg drop. And in doing that, they throw away the most important part of the exercise. The slow descent is where neural recruitment is highest. It is the phase in which the gamma loop inhibition is most directly challenged. Every slow, controlled, deliberate lowering is your brain re-establishing a direct line of communication with a muscle it has been avoiding. 10 repetitions per leg, 2 sets. If you feel sharp pain, reduce the range of motion. Do not stop. Partial movement with full neural effort is worth more than full movement with hesitation. Exercise 2. The isometric heel press. The second exercise activates something the first one cannot reach. And this is where most physical therapists stop explaining, because the mechanism is strange. This is an isometric contraction. The muscle fires at full intensity, but the joint does not move. For a knee that has become reactive to movement, this is the safest way to generate maximum activation without triggering any pain response. Post-surgical patients use this exact technique when they cannot yet tolerate weight-bearing. Now you are going to use it before you need it. Sit with both feet flat on the floor, knees at 90 degrees. Now imagine you are trying to push the floor down through your heels. Do not lift, do not move, just press. Press hard enough that you feel your hamstrings engage at the back of your thigh, your glutes engage underneath you, and your calves engage in your lower leg. Hold for 5 seconds. Release for 3 seconds. Repeat 10 times. And here is the hidden benefit. The isometric heel press pumps venous blood upward through your lower legs and back toward your heart. Your soleus muscle, the deep calf muscle we call the second heart of the body, fires during this press and pushes stagnant blood out of your lower limbs. For adults over 60 who have been sitting for hours, this movement alone restarts circulation that has been stalled all day. Exercise 3. The seated lateral step. The third exercise targets the muscle that prevents more falls than any other in your body, and almost no one trains it directly. This is the dangerous part. The gluteus medius sits on the side of your hip. Its only job is to keep your pelvis level when one foot leaves the ground. Every step, every weight shift, every time you turn to look behind you. When it weakens, and it weakens quietly after 60, your pelvis drops with every step you take. Your knees rotate inward, your balance becomes unstable, and the small stumbles become falls. Sit tall at the front of your chair, feet flat, knees at 90 degrees. Lift one foot slightly off the floor and move the entire leg outward to the side, about 6 inches, keeping the knee and ankle moving together as a single unit. Do not let the knee collapse inward. Do not lean your torso to the opposite side. Return to center. Alternate legs. 10 repetitions per side. 2 sets. Here is what most people miss. The magic is not in the leg that is moving. It is in the leg that is not. Every time you press one leg outward, the gluteus medius on the opposite side has to fire to keep your pelvis level. You are training both sides at once. The moving side gets activation. The stabilizing side gets an isometric hold.
This is how your body actually works when you walk. This is why this one exercise transfers directly into real-world stability within weeks.
Exercise 4. The inner thigh squeeze. The fourth exercise activates the most forgotten muscle group in the aging body, your adductors, the inner thigh muscles that control how your knees track during every step you take. Here is what nobody tells you about the inner thigh. When it is weak, your knees collapse inward when you walk. This inward collapse, clinical term valgus collapse, places rotational stress on the knee joint that the cartilage was never designed to absorb. Your knees grind at angles they should not be grinding at. The damage accumulates silently for years and then announces itself one morning as pain. Place a firm pillow, a rolled towel, or a yoga block between your knees. Sit upright, feet flat. Now squeeze the pillow between your knees, not gently, aggressively. Hard enough that you feel the muscles on the inside of both thighs contract deeply. Hold for 5 seconds. Release for 3 seconds. Repeat 10 times. The first time you perform this exercise, you will feel a deep, burning sensation inside your thighs that you have not felt in decades. That is not damage. That is a muscle group coming back online after years of silence. And here is the detail no wellness video mentions. Your adductors are neurologically connected to your pelvic floor and your deep core stabilizers. One correct squeeze activates 4 systems simultaneously. One movement, 0 impact on the joint. 4 systems reawakening. Exercise 5. The heel and toe lift. The fifth and final exercise is the one I promised you at the start. The movement that reactivates the single most neglected muscle in the aging body and the one most directly responsible for the fall that ends everything. Your tibialis anterior, the muscle on the front of your shin. Its only job is to lift your toes up when you walk so your foot clears the ground without catching. Here is what should disturb you. Most falls in adults over 65 are not caused by weakness. They are not caused by dizziness. They are not caused by poor balance. They are caused by 1 centimeter. The front of the foot does not rise high enough during a step. The toe catches on a rug, a threshold, a crack in the sidewalk. The body lurches forward. There is no time to recover. 1 centimeter of missing lift becomes a shattered hip on the living room floor. And 20 to 30% of older adults who fracture a hip die within 12 months. Not from the fracture, from the cascade of immobility, infection, and organ failure that follows. That 1 centimeter is the tibialis anterior, and it atrophies from pure neglect, because almost nothing in modern daily life requires you to lift your toes against gravity. The muscle goes silent. The safety margin disappears. And one day, you catch your toe. Sit with both feet flat on the floor. First, lift your heels off the ground while keeping your toes planted. You will feel your calves engage. Hold for 2 seconds. Lower. Then lift only your toes off the floor while keeping your heels planted. You will feel the front of your shins engage. That is the tibialis anterior firing, possibly for the first time in years. Hold for 2 seconds. Lower. Alternate heel lifts and toe lifts. 10 repetitions of each. 2 sets. The toe lift is the critical half of this exercise. Most people can lift their heels because their calves are used constantly. but the tibialis anterior is used only when you deliberately lift your toes, which almost no one does, ever. Every time you lift your toes against gravity in this exercise, you are rebuilding the 1 centimeter that separates you from a fall you cannot recover from. This is not a fitness exercise. This is a life or death protocol. 5 exercises, 10 minutes, 3 times per week, in the order I have given you. Exercise 1. Seated leg extension. Rebuilds the brain to quadriceps signal. Exercise 2. Isometric heel press. Activates the entire posterior chain without joint stress. Exercise 3. Seated lateral step. Trains the gluteus medius for lateral stability. Exercise 4. Inner thigh squeeze. Restores knee alignment from the inside. Exercise 5. Heel and toe lift. Rebuilds the 1 centimeter that prevents falls. Start with 1 set of each. Build to 2 sets as the movements become easier. Breathe slowly through every contraction. Rest for 20 to 30 seconds between exercises. And track one thing: how you feel standing up from a chair at the end of each week. That sensation, the ease, the confidence, the absence of hesitation, is the measurable output of this protocol. 1 clinical caution. If you have had recent knee surgery, severe joint dysplasia, or an unstable joint replacement, consult your physical therapist before beginning. Sharp pain is a stop signal. Dull fatigue that fades between sets is adaptation. Learn the difference. Your knees are not failing because you are old. They are failing because the signal from your brain to the muscles surrounding them has been breaking down for years. And nobody told you. Nobody told you about the gamma loop. Nobody told you about the inhibition. Nobody told you about the 1 centimeter that separates a normal afternoon from a broken hip on the living room floor. These 5 seated exercises are not a fitness routine. They are a reconnection protocol. Each one targets a specific failure in the neurological system that keeps you upright. Together, they rebuild the circuit from the ground up. 10 minutes, 3 times a week. A sturdy chair. That is the prescription. Not for looking better, for staying alive and independent on your own terms. For walking without hesitation. For climbing stairs without fear. For catching yourself when you stumble, instead of becoming the statistic in the 12-month mortality figure. As we say here at the Health and Longevity Hub, biology does not negotiate. You either adapt or you decay. And decay, after 60, is never just one system. It is the quiet shutdown of every system at once, starting with the one that keeps you upright. If you are ready to stop decaying, subscribe now and turn on notifications. We do not sell fitness myths. We uncover the science-backed protocols that determine whether your final decades are spent living or merely surviving. And here is the truth nobody told you. Your knees are not the only muscle that has gone silent. Right now, you are sitting on the 2 largest muscles in your body, and they are dead. Not weak, biologically dead. The video on your screen right now exposes exactly why your glutes have shut down from decades of sitting, and the 2 specific exercises that shock them back to life. Click it. I will see you in the next protocol.